Hello, my wonderful Pisceans. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today I'm going to be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay, let's see. For my Pisceans. A lot of soul work going on with your first card, but I also feel that here's what I'm getting. There's two sides to the story. Of course, there's two sides or more sides to every story, but I do feel like there's two ways that you're thinking about the person you're inquiring about right now. Whether it's, two different perspectives, whether you feel like there are multiple personalities that you're dealing with here, especially because we do see the mask. Maybe you're trying to overcome some sort of dishonesty. You're trying to decode someone at this time. Now, even though you're thinking about things in two different perspectives or maybe more than two, I feel like there's one way or one approach that you feel is right because the candle is on the top square there. So I do feel like maybe that is what you feel like is right, or that is what seems to be that's what seems to be what's illuminated to you at this time. But I just feel like you're deciding between two things, whether it's two people, whether it's whether it's okay, do I want to invest my energy into this situation, or do I want to kind of move along. So even though you're thinking about things in two different perspectives, it could be hard to make a decision, although you know which decision is right, is essentially what I'm feeling here. Okay. Okay. Awaken your vulnerability. So mutually, there could be this energy of wanting to have like a much needed conversation, and it could be that you want to get to the bottom of things, especially when it comes to pertaining to emotions. Okay, now I see your person wants to either come together with that number three, or see eye to eye, and try to work on things, because the number 10 here could be symbolic for some sort of ending. Okay, and it could be an ending in order to have a new cycle or start on a new page here, but essentially let go of what happened in the past. Now, I feel like many of you may want this person to be more open, especially when it comes to emotions. And this could be someone who's maybe not comfortable or used to sharing their emotions. So this is something they're working on internally. Okay. As far as awaken your vulnerability goes, it's almost like this person could be downplaying their emotions in a sense. Okay, or they are just someone who has a hard time accepting or understanding their emotions, so it makes it that much harder for them to verbalize them to you. Okay, I do feel for some of you it could be a situation where you feel there's a lot of exterior factors affecting this bond, or maybe you feel like your person listens to the opinion of others, where they care too much about what other people think or say, because in that card there's multiple people. So whether you feel like your person is easily influenced by others, or they have a hard time making decisions on their own, right, for their own good here. Now, I feel that there is this major focus when it comes to healing this connection, or being at a space of smooth sailing and that sort of thing. But there is a lot more thinking going on, as opposed to speaking. So if you are speaking to this person, it seems that you still feel like you're not getting much out of them, or you feel like you guys are not speaking about the things you want to acknowledge. So I feel like the things that you guys want to speak about are the emotions at hand. Maybe you feel like you guys do have emotions for each other, but you're kind of like, okay, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do, moving forward? It's almost like, not, you could feel like you don't have many answers, but I feel like you're aware of the emotions at hand. You may just be wondering, why are they hidden? Or why is this something that is so difficult to speak about? Yeah, step into the unknown. So this could just be an energy of needing to take a leap of faith here. And maybe some of you feel like this is what your person needs to do. What's interesting is the man is actually blindfolded there, right? And for many of you, I feel like it's this energy of, if you take a look at your first card, we have A, the top of the card is considered A, and then the bottom of the card is considered B. Now, your third card has a section of A and B. So here again, I'm seeing two different perspectives. It could be that both of you want the same thing, but your approach is completely different. Okay. It could also be that maybe one person here wants change and they want things to work out in a new way, and someone else, and the opposing party, I should say, wants more so things to go back to how they used to be. Okay, so what am I getting at here? Maybe some of you feel that, excuse me, generically speaking, if it's your energy, Pisces, you may feel like, no, I want some sort of change. I just want to start again. I want to build all over again. I don't want anything of the past to repeat itself. Now, if your person feels like there was more comfort in the past and they're deriving more happiness from the past here, they could be someone who wants to return to that. Now, that's just a generic example. I'm just trying to show you the contrast of two different perspectives here. And because you guys have two completely different approaches, that could be the very thing or the very reason why you guys are having a hard time seeing eye to eye with the blindfold here. I do also feel like for some of you, there is this energy of your person feeling like you guys are going to find your way to, to each other. You guys, belong together. But some of you feel like this person is ignoring some sort of, hint that you are putting forward, or maybe you feel like you've ignored, what they like to call a red flag in the past, that sort of thing. But essentially, with that confused kind of energy that I'm getting here, the best way for me to explain it is you feel like your person fails to realize what is going wrong when it's going wrong. And then when you mention it to this person, you may feel that they avoid kind of dealing with the issues at hand or bringing them to the forefront. It's someone who would maybe much rather not talk about the things that make them feel negative, even though you feel like it's very important to speak about those things. Okay, let's see. Some of you are just honoring how you feel and what it is that you desire. It's almost like maybe you feel like you put your, yourself on the back burner really here, especially because I feel this energy of, feeling misunderstood. Like, if you feel like you put your best foot forward and you were there for this person and you were, sympathizing with them, you understood them on, all different levels, that sort of thing. But when you feel like it wasn't reciprocated to you, you almost feel that you've let yourself down in one way or another, or you feel some sort of disappointment, right? You don't feel fulfilled. So a lot of you could be taking the initiative to kind of just pour into your own cup at this time, or you feel like the situation is exhausting you. It's emotionally exhausting, so you feel like you don't want to invest in it right now. Some of you could be on a break with this person because I feel like it's either a period of silence or you guys are speaking, but you're not acknowledging the emotions here. And, Pisces, maybe in your defense, you're like, okay, if this person doesn't speak about it, I'm not going to speak about it. Like, I don't want to be the one to bring it up because, if it was important enough, they would bring it up. Or maybe you feel like you always bring it up and you're the one who always, maybe converses with them about the things that are difficult to converse about. And now you're kind of just tired, or you're tired of being the first one to do something all the time, right? Okay. Many of you could be looking at the situation and feeling like there's some, there's like a lack of growth. Or here's what I will say. Some of you could have portrayed this person to be more stable than they are. And what I mean by that is maybe they were telling you things that they can offer you, not in terms of finances, but just making you promises that you essentially felt like were empty promises. Now, some of you may be involved with a Libra or a Taurus. Doesn't have to be, guys, but essentially what I feel here is a lot of you are questioning the longevity of this bond. Okay, so is this something that's temporarily stable? Is this someone who's only emotionally available right now? Is this someone I can wholeheartedly trust in? That sort of thing. But you may feel like there's a lack of growth here because of the lack of expression, because you're kind of thinking, if we're not able to just speak about our emotions, that's the first step. If we're not able to speak about our emotions and we're more in an avoidant energy, I don't know how we would be able to maintain this for the long term or for the long haul here. I also feel like for some of you, you're reevaluating the way you view this person or this situation. Like when you guys first met or, hit it off here, you may have felt that this person was everything you were looking for. They were the entire package. And it's not to say that you no longer love this person or you don't have emotions for them, but now you are definitely viewing them in a different perspective. You don't view them to have it all figured out as you once did. Okay, so I feel like maybe when you guys met, it seemed that this person had it all together, and the things that they were saying seemed very firm in their stance, and you seemed like, you were like, what, I could trust this person. But as time went on, you may have, had some sort of suspicion here, or some sort of doubtful energy was being created, based off of the lack of action and the lack of expression from your person's end, is what I'm picking up on. Okay. Awaken your vulnerability. A lot of you just want this person to be more open, and I feel like because it's such a persistent message, I wonder if your person's like in the public eye, or they're an authoritative figure, or they're just someone who either has an image to maintain or they choose to be in control of their emotions, like someone who is not able to let loose or easily express their emotions. Instead, they could be someone who just wants to be in control of their emotions and how you perceive them and that sort of thing. Okay. So here you are, this is your card, guys. So you're definitely in your element, but this is the mutual energy. So the mutual energy seems to be viewing things from different perspectives. Makes sense. We already talked about two different perspectives. Maybe you guys want the same thing, but you guys have different approaches here. But I do feel like, Pisces, with the Hanged Man, even though it talks about looking at things in a different way and, things maybe that felt unknown are being illuminated to you, it is still a period of just thinking, and there's not much doing here. So mutually, both of you feel like things are stagnant. It could even be that there's this like tug of war, or this push and pull energy, right? Where it's like, both of you feel like it's not your job to reach out, or both of you feel like you're not ready to reach out or talk about the things you want to address. Are you guys realizing a lot of things? Are you guys taking into account the emotions you're feeling? Absolutely. I just feel like it's not something you guys are communicating to each other. And if you guys are communicating, again, you feel like you're not able to get to the bottom of things, or it's not going where you want it to go. So it's like the Hanged Man could be that you guys are conversing, but it's very slow. Like it's like, it could be either the same conversations and you feel like, again, you're not getting to the bottom of nothing, or it's very slow moving. So it's like consistent when it is, or, and then it becomes extremely inconsistent. And so you're kind of wondering, okay, what do I hold on to? What do I, have faith in if there is a lack of consistency here? So you guys definitely want more progress, more movement. That's what I see in the mutual energy. It seems that you guys, even if you're speaking to each other, you're constantly thinking about the things that you guys want to say to each other, but you're not saying it. And again, Pisces, like I mentioned, in your defense, it could be that you are fine with speaking about it, but you feel like your person should bring it up this time because maybe you brought it up last time, or you know what I mean? It's almost like you feel like you don't want to speak about your emotions or address them if this person doesn't, because that, if they don't express it or speak to you, you're justifying that by saying that they don't care enough or they don't want to. So it's like, you don't want to feel like you are forcing anything. I feel like that's what's in your energy. I'm not saying you are forcing anything. I just feel like that's probably the reason why most of you feel like, hey, I'm going to give you exactly what you give me. I'm not, pretty much like, I feel like you're not going to go out of your way right now, is what I see. Alrighty. So step into the unknown. I do feel like this energy has a lot to do with, taking a leap of faith. It kind of reminds me of that Fool card, not knowing the outcome of something, but doing it anyways. And this can be that urge, that your person gets here to step into the unknown and kind of just take a leap of faith here. But the thing about that is, sometimes they have the urge to do that, but sometimes they feel like there's so much that they don't know. And what they don't know is the outcome. So what am I getting at here? Maybe someone who's potentially fearing some sort of rejection, or they fear that things will not work out in their favor. You guys could be seeing double threes or wow, that's a lot of cards, oh my guys. But yeah, you guys could be seeing double threes or triple threes. Again, talks about putting plans into action here. Makes sense. We have the Hanged Man. We're planning things, we're analyzing, but we're not necessarily acting on it right now, is what I sense. Okay. Step into the unknown. Let's see. So we have the World card here, which essentially lets me know that there is this energy here of wanting a turn of events. But what's interesting is the only way that there's going to be change here is if, you know, whichever side it resonates with, whether it's you or your or you know, my lovely cross watchers here. Either way it goes, it seems that there needs to be, you know. Some sort of internal change that's made, some sort of courage needs to be built in order to step into the unknown, because there's going to be no changes unless, you know, the changes are made internally, mentally, emotionally, you know, that sort of thing. There also needs to be this energy of letting go of control. I feel like the minute that, you know, the party that is controlling a lot of their emotions and things of that sort, they let go of that, they're able to clearly communicate what they want, and more than that, they're able to manifest, you know, a brighter future here for this connection. With the World card upright, I do feel like some of you feel this is coming to an end, so you may be choosing to move away from the situation. And, you know, that could also be the reason why step in the unknown is here. Maybe you feel like this person is very close to you. Some of you feel like, you know, you've been through a lot with this person, and it's hard for you to, you know, just let go or you know, move on, that sort of thing. Maybe you feel like you do everything with this person, and this is how it's been for a while. And so, you know, you're kind of afraid of change in a sense, or you're not sure what the next chapter the next chapter in your love life holds for you. But it is this energy of taking a leap of faith. Now, if it's not about you, you know, closing out a cycle, again, it's about making internal changes so that, you know, they can manifest in your exterior world here. I do feel like this is someone who wants to stop focusing on the past. This is someone who wants things to work out in their favor, you know, things to take a positive turn of events. But I do feel like this transformation is positive because you guys do have the World upright. Now, I will say, because the World is coming after the Hanged Man, some of you may feel that things are stagnant for a very long time, and then they start to pick up out of nowhere, right? Very abruptly, because the World could be, you know, massive changes coming in for you after a period of, you know, stillness is the best way for me to explain that. Okay, the Empress. I feel like this is someone who views you as the entire package here, and I'll tell you why. Because with the World, it's also like this person feels like when they're with you, they're emotionally balanced. You know, you're someone who's very logical. You know, you're very passionate. You're good at, you know, expressing your emotions. You are stable. You know what you're doing. So pretty much someone who's the entire package. Right. Interestingly enough, we have the King of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Empress in reverse. A lot of you, you know, maybe you took back your energy here, you know, because you feel that there not only was a lack of growth in the past year, but because there's a lack of expression, it could have kind of either turned you off or it upset you in a way where you no longer wanted to express your emotions. You felt like things were one-sided. The King of Cups in reverse could be someone who's having a hard time explaining their emotions. They keep their emotions under wraps. Or it could be someone who uses their emotions, or you feel like your emotions and your kindness was taken for granted. And I'll explain that. The King of Cups in reverse sometimes could be an emotionally manipulative energy, right? So for some of you, maybe you feel like this person, when you were in more of a vulnerable state, this person was using things as, or using your emotions as some sort of leverage. Okay, now because the second card talks about awakening your vulnerability, maybe you feel like it's your person's turn to express their emotions and how they feel. Especially for those of you that feel like your person hurt your feelings, you want to know if they're sorry about it. You want to know if, you know, they still think about it, or if they still think about it. It's more so about, okay, do you feel bad for it, or is that just something that you did and you're going to be nonchalant? It's just this lack of expression that's causing a lot of assumptions, because, you know, again, in the past here, if not for all of you, is it going to be that this person emotionally manipulated you, or, you know, misused your trust or emotions here? But for some of you, it could just be that this person was downplaying their emotions until you got tired of it. The King of Cups in reverse could also be someone who plays a lot of mind games pertaining to emotions, maybe telling you that they want a commitment and, you know, things of that sort, but then they end up spreading themselves too thin. Or, you know, maybe one day they want a commitment and then the next day they're not ready for it. So someone who's either emotionally immature, or, you know, they don't really have their emotions intact. It could even be someone who operates on their emotions a little too much, right? Because it's great to, you know, be aware of your emotions, but sometimes there needs to be a little bit more of, you know, like a logical approach depending on the situation here. So the Hanged Man. So a lot of you are getting clarity, or your perspective is changing after some sort of truth here. We do have the King of Cups in reverse, but the King of Swords upright. So this can mean two things. Some of you may feel like there's, more than two people involved here, or, you could be involved with a water sign, with air placements, vice versa. Or for some of you, your person could be coming out of, this energy of being secretive and that sort of thing, and they're trying to take a logical approach, because a King of Swords is someone who wants to bring you clarity. They know the truth. They want to express it. They want to set things fair. So, this person obviously feels like in the past there was unfair treatment, but with that King of Cups in reverse, it could be that what they're essentially trying to let go of is, the emotional manipulation here, or the secrecy pertaining to their emotions. They want to be upfront about something that they feel like was essentially they were hiding from you or keeping you in the unknown about. Okay. The World. Some of you may be dealing with a fixed sign here, so Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, or Taurus. So we have the Three of Wands in reverse, so tired of waiting, hand in hand with the stagnation, because we did see the Hanged Man here, and we have the Nine of Wands. Here's what I see in your closing cards, okay? There is things can change, of course. Things can always change, right? Now, I feel that with that Three of Wands in reverse, first and foremost, there is a need to kind of let go of just looking at what's going to happen in the future, or just paying attention to foresight and actually, acting on the passion, right? So maybe this is the advice where you want your person to be driven by passion and act on the things that they feel instead of suppressing them. But with that Nine of Wands, there seems to be this guarded energy. So if this person is communicating with you, I feel like you're very careful with what you're telling them, or you're picking and choosing what to share with them. If there isn't this future outcome of maybe letting guards down, right? And acting on the passion here, you guys may choose to move on from the situation, because as much as there is, this situation is capable of change, it requires, both parties to make internal changes, right? So maybe on your end, you feel like you need to heal from something that happened in the past. Maybe you feel like you're still focused on it. And for others of you, you may feel like your person needs to be more open. But I do see that if there continues to be a lack of expression here, many of you could be trying to close out this cycle. For others of you, if you are closing out this cycle, it's because you feel very wounded. The Nine of Wands is a very wounded energy. It's someone who's guarded because they feel like they've been hurt time and time again, and there's some sort of fear-based thought when it comes to opening up their heart here. Okay, so my wonderful Pisceans, I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today, and thank you so much for your time.